And we should be live again. Let me just double check. Yes, there we go. So, for tonight, we're going to be doing Naval EC with this Japanese lineup. Because why not? Now, I'm thinking of only doing one EC match, depending on how long it is. If it happens to be a surprisingly short one, then we can do two. Oh my god. Never mind. There we go. I don't even use it anymore, but I will. And yes, hi. We'll get started on... Yes, Mag is going to join us. If you want to join, please tell me. Because if we get into a battle, it's going to be an hour or two before we can do another. Sure thing. That's the wrong button. Is the correct button. Oop. And it is the console one. Yeah, I only found out last time that apparently my chat has always been on subscribers only, and that was not my... Although, was it my intention? I had a problem with quite a few bots, like, ages ago. We'll see if they come back or not. If they do, then I will have to go back to subscribers only. For the chat. But it's weird, since I usually, like the last few months, I always selected it for anyone to be able to type. For some reason, it didn't. Now, I'm going to wait another 2 or 3 minutes, see if more people show up. And if they want to join. But at 10:06, so another 3 minutes, I'll just get us started. I'll already get us ready for the queue, so don't just get us into a realistic match. That's what's happened, Thunder, there we go. I'm not gonna run Kako. I don't like Kako. I'm running Shimikaze to start off with, because I haven't played Shimikaze in ages. And I know it's the realistic battle, so the torpedoes aren't quite as potent, but still. I'm not gonna run Kako. I want to play a destroyer to start off with. Something fast. Just wait to see if one more person wants to join or not. Yeah, there should be. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm bringing a gun along as well, is to just be able to switch to it as soon as possible. This is the kind of lineup I always prefer to take into EC. Just, of course, free spawn, something close to the free spawn, and then a cruiser and a battleship, just in case I can't get to the battleship in time, or just at all. 1 more minute to see if anybody else wants to join, and then we'll get started. God damn it, Sam. We have been playing way too much Sea of Thieves the past 2 weeks. Way too much. And we'll just get going with the 3 of us. Enough. Sure. Yeah, in all likelihood, I'm just going to play 1 EC match tonight. Because I do have to get up quite early tomorrow for another museum visit. Sadly not a naval museum though. But I'm going to be visiting the military museum in Brussels. It's going to be quite an interesting day trip. I think, well, I can still stop the queue for you. God damn it. Sorry about that, chicken. I will say Port Moresby is one of my more liked maps. I like this map quite a bit. Just because it's fighting along a single line. He could have Q-synced, yeah. Or you can still hope. We are currently on the Russian server by the looks of it. Although that ping might actually be EU. Yeah, that's EU. That's EU server. Where do we go? I'm going to wait and see if a convoy spawns, and then torpedo it. Yeah, it's still a small match. Okay, we got more spawns. Naval convoy, what is it, E1? All the way up there. There we go, there's a convoy spawn. That's a carrier, and there is the convoy. We want to torpedo the cargo ships, but they're really tricky to torpedo. That's a cruiser. Let's just focus the cargo ships. And we'll launch 3 of the small ones. We'll locate the next small one. Let's go for the big one next. Let's get past Mag. Keep going past him so he doesn't have to avoid my next salvo. And for the big ones we're gonna launch 5. Go full launcher. Just be careful, Mag, that you don't block these torps. Which actually might be an issue. More torpedoes out. And we'll use the last 2 torpedoes on this small cargo ship. There's not many squadron ships, is there? There's just SKR, Shimakaze, and Karl Marx. Is there any other? No, there's Liverpool as well. Liverpool's quite fun. At least back when I grinded it out. It's a ship I really should play again, Liverpool. Because I remember really liking the chip quite a lot. Also, back when I played it was 5.3. I think it's 5.7 now, isn't it? Liverpool. Could try and shoot this British destroyers up. I'm not quite sure if we can do a lot of damage to them or not. Player Isuzu seems to be wanting to engage us. Yeah, I know you can get a speed, but I'm not gonna try and get into a gunfight at like 10 kilometers. And I've launched all 15 of my torpedoes. They'll manage to do something. The Isuzu is an odd choice for a first spawn Japanese ship. I'm not gonna lie. Although it's also one of the first Japanese cruisers now, isn't it? Still an odd choice. I mean, you have an objectively correct choice if you want to first spawn a Japanese cruiser. That'd be Mikako. But, like, the Isuzu is probably the worst one you could do for a first spawn. Because the guns are just the worst out of all of the guns. They're even worse 127s than the destroyers. The only thing Isuzu has going for it is a lot of anti-air firepower. Which doesn't matter in the opening stages. I hope the cargo ships haven't done wild maneuvers, but it doesn't seem like they have. There we go, kill assist. That's my spawn points at. Almost enough for Nagano. Let's try and work towards that a bit. That's way too much lead, isn't it? Actually, no, that's just about fine. Yeah, that is going to be a pain, isn't he? Start turning away. And try and just deal with his guns. Yes, her earlier refit, which would then have the same guns as stuff like the Kuma and Sendai. With the 140s. Not that the 140s at the current time in game are any better. But they are a bit better than those 127s. Currently just waiting for my torpedoes to impact, really. And that's already enough spawn point for the Agano, at least. Ah! Now that is more annoying. But with the combined firepower of us three, we should be able to deal with an Atlanta. And I think one of the players just impacted. Because you see these counter going up to like 100% again? I'm willing to bet some of my torpedoes are impacting. Yeah, my torpedoes are impacting. And they're not doing much by the looks of it. More torpedoes impact. Atlanta's back. Definitely a good idea to just focus down the Atlanta. And whilst the Shimakaze might be able to kill the Atlanta, that's a bad thing, you should be able to at least damage the guns. Oh, one of the tankers got sunk by our squad mate. These are the good long lances, okay. Pretty sure I have quite a few of them, these tankers. And it's most definitely going to be the loss of my Shimakaze, there we go. And I don't have nearly enough spawn points for the Tone yet, sadly. But let's go Agano. Spawn points a bit further away as well now. Or my Shimakaze, hold on, Shimakaze torpedoes were 1 meter depth, that'll explain it. I think. Okay, where's this convoy? There's part of the convoy. Have we already spotted a carrier? Yes, we have. These are the normal long lances, they are. And let's torpedoes away against the carrier. Oh, we have 2 quad launchers. This is not Nakazuki. That's a light cruiser. Let's go for the tanker. And I guess make our way to F as well. Yep. Oh no, as I may have been cringe again. Omaha picking a fight with me, and I don't want to pick a fight with it yet. I guess I'll have to at that range. There's something else shooting as well. I can just dodge it. Instead I can shoot us destroyers too. Never mind. Omaha is still shooting. Just try and dodge him a bit. The aircraft above somewhere. Okay, now the Omaha is in a bit more of a comfortable fighting range. So let's engage him. In the meantime, I can think about another torpedo strike on that convoy. Okay. That doesn't happen that often that I get a one-shot in Nagano. That's rather annoying. I'll stick to the Shimakaze for a while until I can grind more spawn points. This is like a really bad convoy spawn now. Actually, it isn't too bad. Have a look at that lead for striking the carrier. Tap into the cargo ship. They're still right there. Is it sailing away? It's also like at the edge of my range. So I don't really want to attack it. Maybe I can just strike. Look at the lead I have to give. Maybe the Elbing? Kind of. You know what? Cast a wide net and hope you catch something. So use the Elbing at the rear as the slowest. And we are going to drop an incredibly wide spread. There we go. And in the meantime, just shoot at these AR destroyers. We're slowing down a lot, probably because of its destroyer engines. It's a player, isn't it? It is. It's not shooting me at least, so I don't have to be too worried about it. And there goes another Shimakaze torpedo. Angel having all the fun of his torpedoes. Seeing like these red arrows, and it does mean that there's aircraft above us somewhere. At least that's what it's supposed to mean. And that Kako is really doing its best to capture F. And then actually, what's it? Foxtrot, that's the one. That's the phonetic alphabet for F. What just hit me? Aha. Is it our buddy in the Emden? Certainly looks like it. And there's another Shimakaze kill, that's sadly not mine. Although in realistic it does take minutes for those torpedoes to get anywhere. And my torpedo spread was quite wide as well. It's very likely they don't hit anything at all. He's in Nagano now. I'm getting closer to my Tone. I'm just gonna keep on shooting. And we're going to try and dodge the counterfire a bit. Doesn't seem too necessary. An Atlanta got torpedoed by a Kako. Oh damn. Quite surprised with that because the Kako has fixed torpedo tubes that just point 90 degrees to the side. So getting torpedoed by that, you need to be quite close to it. I'm just not having the best of luck with my targets, am I? It would be nice to know where my torpedoes are, but I have no clue.
We've captured zone.
And the Nagano's down as well. German destroyer is something I might be able to damage on my high explosive. Let's pick a fight of it. There we go. Now we're getting better hits in. It's a bigger capture point than I thought it was for Foxtrot. I'm reloading my shells 20 at a time? Did I see this correctly? I am. Ooh. Quick reload.
We have destroyed the enemy's base. Now, victory will come in.
Another German destroyer, but let's see if it is that 25. And there is our first torpedo kill. Oof, that was a heavy hit. But I think that's, yeah, there's more enough spawn points for my Tone now.
間が傾いて失速している。駆逐艦8000メートル。利害対応を急げ。敵に命中。
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
守備入る。そうだそうしろ。
Fire, but it's fine.
機関室に火災。損傷しました。総員配置につけ。当艦は大きな損傷を受けた。了解。取り返し。
At this point, I actually kind of want to sink. I'm actually getting close to my Fuso as well. So I might actually delay. I might not. If I sink now, I might just not spawn my Tone and get the 90 more. Basically, if I didn't spawn my Agana when I did, I would have had enough spawn points for Fuso now. Another good torpedo hit an Enterprise. Perfect. But I think that's pretty much everything I'm going to hit with my torpedoes. And we're getting real close to Fuso.
小型艦右舷13000メートル。敵艦が傾いて失速している。折りかじ。急に入り。そうだ損傷。艦の制御が失われている。現弾敵に命中。
Do I have an easier target to shoot at? Not really. Maybe the Isuzu. Just farm some hits.
13000メートル。ターゲットに命中。総員配置につけ。当艦は大きな損傷を受けた。了解。おどかしい。 直撃。
Missile? Where's the Douglas?
駆逐艦。
The Douglas can't be that far away.
ターゲット特定。
Oh, now that's a problem.
包囲。260。
That is a big problem.
資金弾。重かじ。
Des Moines.
重巡洋艦。323。5000メートル。
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
ターゲット特定。安定。
Yeah, no, if I sink now, I'm just gonna respawn another Shimakaze and try and get to Fuso as fast as possible.
大きな損傷を受けた。艦艇。11000メートル。敵に命中。注意範囲。
My little ranging thing doesn't seem to know what's... Okay, what was that?
ターゲットに命中。水面の下に。ああ、来ました。敵に
I wish I had got some to spare.
了解。取りかじ。
It's 12 more points.
取りかじ。
That's all I need.
更新。ターゲット特定。軽巡洋艦。包囲。240。7000メートル。軽巡洋艦。左舷。4000メートル。
I think I might actually try and mess around with this Newport news. Actually, my torpedoes have reloaded because I'm on a cap, of course. I completely didn't notice Newport news. And I assume you're within the cap limits as well. I don't have any operating torpedo tubes. Come on. Damn it. But 6 points short. 6 points short of a Fuso. So we're going to spawn straight into the action again. Over to Shimakaze. And just do whatever we can for those 6 more points. And then the real fun can begin. At least for me. Come on, guns, rotate. Rotate and sink that filthy Douglas. Somebody else already did. And we're gonna just wall of skill this Newport news. Keep 5 in reserve. I didn't launch him just outside of the cap, did I? For as far as I know, the capture point border is the border of the torpedo net, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
Target 特定軽巡洋艦320
And we already have enough spawn points for Fuso, which I'm very tempted to just J out and spawn right now. But I think I'll give another second or two. He's going to dodge his torpedoes, I can already tell. That's where you save the rear tube. Enterprise wants to mess about, and I'm fine with that. The torpedoes got detonated. Is that just a Frank Knox? Now what I'm going to do preemptively is go to controls, and there we go, manually control the secondaries of my Fuso. I have no idea what's about to spawn right in front of him. Fuso, I don't have sap on the secondaries yet though, but that'll be fine. And we have also a Nevada, a Tiger, and a London showing up. Yeah, this is not going down well for them. There we go, front guns. And that Enterprise is just dead. Destroyer trying to shoot us at long range, I don't really care. Oh, the Frank Knox. Oh, he ate one of my earlier torpedoes. Let's just get the range on this German destroyer before opening up. Batteries, there we go. And that should do as well. And that should be one dead German destroyer. Torpedoes heading our way, but that's fine. Now, we need to make our way into Echo at some point. That's going to be a bit difficult, I think. Well, at least me and the Nevada have the same idea. No clue. I will say, buying premium for a year at the 50% off sales is not that expensive. Especially if you're used to other subscription-based fees. It's not too pricey. Otherwise, just maybe wait for all the economy changes to happen later down this year. Other than that, the best way to grind in my experience, although it can be quite frustrating at times, is just fully researching every single vehicle you have. Like all the modifications, because researching a tier of modifications in a vehicle gives you additional research towards your next vehicle.
Just keep it up. Victory will be ours.
Nevada's looking right. I'm gonna look left. And engage the Hawkins wants to have a long-range engagement for some reason. I have the Bravi. I don't really consider the Bravi to be 5-3 material. It's a bit meh. Sure, the anti-air missile is quite a neat gimmick, but other than that, it's just Spokoni. I'm not a particular fan of the Spokoni class. I should just focus down that side. No. Just have your cruiser. I'm going to wait to get the lead on the Newport news. Economy changes. Their roadmap they released quite a while ago now. I try and find it online, just to try and find like the War Thunder economy change roadmap. You'll probably find images of it. Other than that, there's usually big sales for War Thunder at their anniversary, which is November. And what other day? Well, November is the next one, I'm pretty sure. And then premium time and gold, no, gold eagles themselves, but premium time is then 50% off. Which I consider to be worth it. Especially if you play this game a lot. Getting the premium time is worth it. I'm not used to actually fighting humans in the Wine class cruisers anymore. It's been too long. Can't cope with them dodging. I have to focus on what's in front of me. Tiger has clearly been torpedoed. And Newport News sunk. This problem is their destroyer spawns right there. Torpedo ahead as well. There's one torpedo that's already going to miss. It can, but the mines are also just ammo racks. They're quite squishy to a battleship. He is clearly going to launch more torpedoes. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay on course until we see him launch all of them. And then we're going to change our course quite drastically. My explosive seems to be good enough against Tashkent. It's going to be annoying with that thing constantly spawning on my flank. Torpedoes, where are they? Can't see their trails. Might be because I ran into the torpedo net. I can't see them. That's the AI one. That's something I don't care about. And the Tashkent is just gonna keep doing this, isn't he? No news about Operation Summer yet. It's gonna be in August somewhere. That's... Do I not have any backup coming down with me? I do not. The issue, but those torpedoes don't look anywhere near on track from the Tashkent. And by doing this I already have more than enough. There we go. Torpedoes detonated on the torpedo net, so I can just sit here and kill him over and over again. Until he gives up. And his torpedoes will never reach me.
修理班は被害対応深くから排水せよターゲット特定方位0 4000メートル
Des Moines, really. This close to a battleship.
ターゲット特定
Oh,
14艦
Hemorrhax City, I guess.
4000メートル
Yeah.
ターゲット高いターゲット特定判定方位0 3000メートル取り返しいっぱい了解取り返しいっぱい
Let's keep the pressure on.
Tashkent seems to have already given up. Yep.
ターゲットに命中取り返し了解
And this guy has also left. Because that's the wonders of EC when you don't have a battleship. I don't want to do this. I don't want to shoot the Nagano with a Fuso. It's just too cruel. So let's deal with the coastal batteries first. Halt.
4000メートル停止交渉しました
It seems that Nevada already took the Nagano out of its misery. I'm just gonna get close to these batteries. Go.
敵艦撃沈ターゲット
Is it an actual hostile aircraft?
360
It's a Helldiver. I'm not too worried about Helldiver. What I'm going to do is going to relieve
来撃
manual control of secondaries, because for some reason
3000メートル
Gaijin decided that these anti-air
交渉しました
127s need to be part of the secondary battery, not the tertiary battery.
ターゲット特定360 3000メートル機関停止
Let's keep the pressure on.
Now we just try and... There we go.
敵艦破壊ターゲット特定方位0 3000メートル
First, never mind, that was a good hit as well.
敵艦撃沈ターゲット特定方位0 3000メートルターゲット破壊
I mean, most of the secondaries are these 152s along the side.
360
It's just that for some reason the
交渉しました
5-inch guns are also part of the secondaries, which I find incredibly annoying. There we go, and we're capturing Echo, just like that. Now to turn this big old boat around.
面火事駆逐艦風源1万4000メートルターゲット特定20 5000メートル機関停止
We're controlling most of the zones.
面火事いっぱ
Not
い
even entirely sure if I can turn the Fuso around in this space,
Somebody attack him.
修理班
so I should be able to.
対応を開始操縦しました10巡洋艦左舷6000メートル
About like a minute and a half? A minute-ish? Yeah, just a minute, I think. That's all I had to wait for the EC lobby.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Seems Mag had to go, or maybe he crashed. Although in general I'm not really the biggest fan of Naval EC because it just devolves into who has the most battleships. And that side just automatically wins. Also, don't ask why the AI aircrafts are jets. That's real fun, but they are. There's a battleship out there somewhere. Just heard my crew call it out. That's a cruiser. There's still a cargo ship afloat apparently. Let's see what we can do against it with battleship guns. Ah, there is indeed an enemy battleship all the way out there. Okay. Comments like that always make me think, like, what else are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to not use cover and just charge blindly into the enemy fire? Where's that battleship? Also no clue where that Spokane is going, but well. Enemy Wyoming, alright. Alright. Do we have any other enemies in sight? Enemy destroyer. That's still the cruiser. There is our friend in Wyoming. Now, Wyomings are also pretty prone to explosions, especially their frontal ammo rack, which I can't show because of chat. That ammo rack right there, below the front turrets. I don't think I'll be able to do it with sap. We have to clear the barrels somehow. So let's do manual control over the secondaries again. That lead is way too much.
And victory will be ours.
Lost line of sight. Well then. And we just keep on going. He beached himself by the look of it. And there's our friend in Wyoming again.
特定戦艦220折りかじいっぱい
Let's see if we can deal with them.
折りかじいっぱい
Little frame rate start to tank. Is there some anti-aircraft fire going on? Because that usually tanks the frame rate in EC quite a bit. Those shells are looking pretty decent, although they're probably going to be too high. Looking at my range indicator there. Pretty good for this kind of range. Let's go with that. It's going to be too much lead, I think. Yeah. What is this person in? Crash B. Oh, that would be very solid, but a bit too low. Just a tad bit too much lead as well to get to the magazine.
Now victory will come easily.
面かじ了解面かじ
Wyoming seems to have noticed me engaging him and is returning fire. Another decent salvo, but at these ranges my AP is just barely doing anything. Okay, that salvo seems a bit more dangerous from the Wyoming, so let's just turn in a bit. Never mind, it's too much lead on his side. And I shot too low again. It seems my shells are just shattering as soon as they penetrate the outer layer of armor. Actually, what is my penetration this kind of range? Let's look at the 30-degree angle, because it's at least that. 340, 330? And at that angle I think the Wyoming's belt is actually thick enough to withstand that. Oh, something detonates the Wyoming. And I finally got one of his engines. And I'm going to start turning the other way to go to Bravo. Not that capturing all the ports actually ends an EC match, but it is take away spawns from the enemy. Well, spawn points. I mean, spading a ship is always worth it if you have something to research with it. Is it going to be fun? Well, actually, I need to check again, because battleships are way tankier against 6-inch high explosive compared to how they used to be. So it might be not too difficult to do. Although Setsu is a bit of a difficult
ターゲット
battleship.
特定戦艦240 1万メートル
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Okay, these are going to be more standard ranges. Like the normal battle ranges you see in normal realistic battles. Although I'm still not that good of a shot at these kind of ranges.
ターゲットに命中重機4艦前方9000メートル有利班は被害対応深くから排水せよ面かじいっぱい了解折りかじいっぱい操縦しました面かじ了解面かじ駆逐艦前方5000メートル
There we go. Getting more and more shells on target. Although none in the crew compartments yet. Also, bow tanking in American battleships is not a good idea. Because the American battleships have a flat bow plate, and going purely bow in, you could just go punch straight through it. What you ideally want to do with the American battleships is just angle them at 45 degrees to angle the Citadel. But I think he's just turning around to maneuver. And then the one is just dealing with all the small ships. Could be that he's snaking to try and throw off my aim. This Wyoming.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
At this, it would be kind of insane for them to add Yamashiro at all. Because we already have, what, 5 of the 8 Japanese 14-inch battleships? There's not really much reason to add even more of them. Shells are still going, hitting them way too high in the ship. And I'm going to be in the way for this Des Moines, so I'll just come to a halt.
艦更新軽巡洋艦おお
I'm sorry.
That was a better hit. Still a lot of shatters by the looks of it. Like 2 or 3 actual penetrations. The thing is, remember as well, Dodge, the Yamashiro we saw in the like model leak list, well, model leak, was it 2 years ago now? Was a early fit of the Fuso class. Basically the same style as Hyuga. Starting to hit where I want to hit. I need to still hit lower if I want to get the magazine. Alright, that might be decent. There we go. Now I can deal with the small fry. Enemy aircraft incoming, but it's already burning. Most likely thanks to the Des Moines. Lancaster though, that could be problematic, although he didn't get... If I randomly detonate, we'll know why.
重かじいっぱい登場しました。
I don't know what the SKR is thinking of just shooting a battleship like that. They're launching torpedoes, but they're within their own spawns. I think they're going to hit their own torpedo net. Is it? And ooh, that might hurt, that might hurt. If I can just not get it. Yeah, never mind, it hit my magazine. We are going to stop the normal repairs, but that fire needs to be extinguished ASAP. That's Tashkent again, and... Oh, not in the second one. We're fine. But I need to patch up those holes quickly. Tashkent got detonated. Again, I don't know what the plan of the SKR is here, because he's not going to sink a Fuso with his shells. Not in a million years. It seems they're on fire again though, so now we'll need to continue the deep flooding efforts. And there goes the SKR. Now I've permanently lost my front turrets. Permanently, until we can reload. But I get the feeling we don't have enough backup for me to actually capture this point. But we do what battleships should do and just push on anyways. One annoying bit now though, or at least annoyance for me, is flooding. It will not pump out water as long as there's even the tiniest hole on the ship, no matter where the hole is. So getting HE spammed whilst you have to do massive unflooding is so annoying. Because even if you get a small tiny hole on the top of your deck, nope, stop all the pumping and just fix that hole first. And I'm still firing AP, I want to fire SAP now. Soft targets. Back and unflooded. Let's start repairing our secondaries. Oh, I want the Kitakami that's loaded as well. I really do. Probably wouldn't be really that good, because only a few, although it would be really good in arcade. I can see that thing purely because of how many torpedoes it has, being 5-3, even though it barely has any guns. That is not nearly enough lead where I wanted to hit. And I'm overpanning him as well by the looks of it. But now we have secondaries again. Ooh, more torpedoes. It passed by me harmlessly. Oh god. It seems, despite the detonation in the front turrets earlier, I do still have shells in those turrets. So that's very good. Land shooting me. My job right now is just be a bullet sponge and see if my friends can just go through. Quickly. go. Big hits on the Atlanta with the main guns.
ターゲットに命中
Northampton sunk due to the extensive damage.
穴が開きました
Atlanta's firing torpedoes in my direction. But I'm kind of hoping I might get in. No, I won't get into the torpedo, not nearly on time. So instead, we'll turn fully out and slow down fully as well.
砲艦は大きな操縦を受けた
My rear turret's fired without being in complete alignment. That's still a thing. Okay, now full speed ahead again because I'll definitely dodge the Atlanta torpedoes.
直撃 敵に命中 OE 配置に砲艦は大き
Yeah.
な操縦を受けた
Those has a 152s. Sadly, don't have the sap on it just yet.
包囲260 5000メートル
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the flooding repair.
修理班は被害対応ガスから排水せよ修理班は被害対応
So destroyers spawning on the other side, but I can't really deal with them at the moment.
5位配置につけ
Moff just got his world rocked. Torpedoes, but they're going to miss.
水線の下に穴が開きました
And we just keep on charging in.
砲艦は大きな操縦
I'd say the 152s are better, purely because the sap on the 140s has been screwed over quite a lot.
敵艦が傾いて失速している
But I do still have a special place in my heart for the 140s. I think the 140s are kind of... Are they higher velocity? I'm not sure. Might be a higher rate of fire though. Oh, actually, that
敵に命中
low. Wait. Now I'm in the cap,
砲艦は大きな操縦を受けた
so now I do need to be wary of torpedoes from as soon as they spawn.
直撃
And that mother should be dead from that salvo.
ターゲット特定判定
Yeah, might not actually die, but it's fine.
3000メートル
I now need to start dealing with the coastal batteries.
いっぱい了解
Where are all the coastal batteries? There's a few in front.
包囲ゼロ
And I'm going to just... Oop. Torpedoes from the Krim.
特定
I think it'll be fine. Actually, that's the Kafkas, isn't it? Not the Krim.
ターゲット特定包囲20 2000メートルマジ中央了解マジ中央ターゲット特定包囲いい配置につけ砲艦は大きな損傷を受けた修理班は被害対応ガスから排水せよ修理班損傷の対応開始駆逐艦
The HE will actually damage those guns, okay. There are the torpedoes from the Kafkas.
Attention to the designated grid square. Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Okay. Go. There's another. That's not our target. Those are some targets. And that should have been all the coastal guns, like, oh, got one.
敵艦撃沈ターゲット特定戦闘機包囲ゼロ6000メートルターゲット特定包囲
Again, guns fired out of alignment. Yeah, sometimes, okay, those torpedoes might hit us, but I don't think the Kafka's torpedoes are all that dangerous. We'll turn in anyways, because I'm very certain my torpedo protection on either side of the ship is just gone. But I think I should be fine. Now you... Yep, one on the bow, but we're fine, let's just unflood that. You little Motka. Secondaries are more than fine dealing with you. '25s are firing at something, so I need to be careful. Firing at SPA, which is okay then. No, it's a friend in the Atlantic again. This 5-inch subrounds are not going to do too much against the battleship. But we might as well still angle, because the Japanese battleships are not the best armored out there. Quite sure where the severe flooding came from. Probably a torpedo hit, actually. That's down. I think we've destroyed every single coastal battery. It's just aircraft again. So all we have to do is just get the enemy off the capture point.
戦闘機360 5000メートルターゲット特定軽巡洋艦包囲300 2000メートル
Yep, there we go. Capturing the last port.
砲艦は大きな損傷を受けた軽巡洋艦後方1万メートル
I've pretty much stopped at where I am currently. I'm currently at 5-0. I think I have the Primogue already, or I'm researching the Primogue. It's one of those two. And then I'm either researching the Jean Bart or the Primogue. I really should be grinding them a bit more, but it's just... I've kind of had enough of fighting the bots. More torpedoes coming, but I think I'll just tank them. And even if I can't tank them, I have more than enough spawn points. That one might actually be dangerous for the rear. If they even penetrate my armor at all, which they don't. And this is just naval police in a nutshell. Race towards your battleship as fast as possible and then just stay in there and bully everything smaller than you. More aircraft incoming. P-51, really? I mean, could be dangerous if you actually... yeah. Let's relinquish control of the secondaries again, so that the 5-inch guns can do anti-air stuff.
軽巡洋艦後方1万2000メートル
What are our other objectives? There's a naval convoy to sink. I think I'll be fine like this. They are bound to the secondaries, which is incredibly annoying because they're just anti-aircraft guns. They don't have anything other than HETF. I will say, Naval is probably a really good way to grind camos for battleships and stuff like that, with the amount of naval damage you do in a match. We do a small amount of bullying. But yeah. Now we're just waiting for their tickets to bleed down, basically. Which it might just actually just suddenly drop to 0. Don't actually know how the tickets work, and you see. That's Jabbar, this is Emil Bertin I was talking about earlier. For some reason Jabbar was just in my mind. That's the guy in the plane again. Which... That's what I want to do. That is. He's way too far out though. I really want the French quad turret battleships. It's a real shame we didn't get Dunkirk. A real shame. Hello there, RB. Yeah. They really did the French Navy dirty, I think, this update. They could have gotten much more interesting ships. Good ships? I don't know. I don't know what the shells the French Navy had. And their reloads and their internal crew layouts. I didn't know any of that. Just more interesting ships. I just shot just as making a turn. Yeah. Also, the fact that France doesn't have a coastal tree whatsoever to speak of, that's also just yikes.
ターゲット特定軽巡洋艦280 6000メートル了解カジ中央戦闘機後方1万メートル敵艦が傾いて失速している本員配置につけ効果も大きな損傷
And the Enterprise already blew
追い
up.
カジ了解
Yeah, I know. That's probably the reason why we don't have a coastal tree, because you couldn't fill up a coastal tree for France. But still,
追いカジいっぱい
like having coastal vehicles, whether you like it or not, is a really important thing if you want to win matches. Just being able to capture points with them. And France just not having any makes it just a weaker nation if you want to win matches. Do we have any enemies left? Barely any. I think they've noticed that they're never going to win this match.
駆逐艦前方
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
This is also when I oftentimes or other times talk about Naval EC, when I say you can't play Naval EC unless you already have a battleship, this is why. It's the people in the battleships that'll win the matches. And it's not necessarily because the battleships will kill everything they see, although that's a big part of it, being able to just severely cripple any cruiser and destroyer, and even most other battleships. It's more the fact that a battleship will take so much damage and attention away from the rest of your teammates that the other ships, the other cruisers, can do their job much better.
駆逐艦280 6000メートル面舵ターゲット特定駆逐艦280 6000メートル資金弾本員配置につけ
It also just doesn't really help that in general there are no counters to battleships other than other battleships.
ターゲット特定駆逐艦280
Like, sure, torpedoes can be very dangerous to battleships, but either the enemy destroyer, in most cases, has to be so far away that they just don't get destroyed by the battleship, and if they are in knife fighting range of a battleship, the battleship will notice the destroyer or cruiser firing torpedoes, and will be able to react to it, appropriately. Which makes me want to say that submarines might be a very good counter to battleships in EC, although submarines are incredibly slow. But as a defensive weapon they might be interesting for EC.
Just keep it up and victory will be ours.
Yeah. I'm still sort of holding out hope with the fact that this is quote-unquote the French closed beta test for their navy, and that maybe next update we'll actually get a few more ship additions and maybe a coastal tree. Because if we don't, that'll be just disappointing, really. There's 3 enemies left. Just trying to find them now. One of them is an aircraft, pretty sure of it. It's still that P-51 we saw way earlier. Don't know. Yeah, like stuff like the Mogador, the Algerie, the De Grasse, the Dunkirk for me especially. And like the Colbert, but Cold War cruiser, the Cold War anti-air cruiser, would be really fun. Good additions. But yeah, for some reason we don't have them. I'm mainly disappointed that we don't have something like a Dunkirk. Because that would have been a really big draw for people to have like a top tier ship that would be very interesting to have. And there's a lot of silver lines. It's currently 11. I have to get up quite early tomorrow, so I might end it here. Unless there's any more questions I need answering. I know it's going to be a short one compared to my usual ones, but I really can't do another EC match. What do I get? I do want to get the sap on the secondary, so let's go with that. And then we can get ventilation, sure. Actually, new pumps might be good, but we'll put research there. That's fine. So yeah, that was a match of Naval EC. And it's still as I remember it being. So, I'm going to be back on Monday as usual. And what am I going to do on Monday? Something maybe more France. I might actually continue my grind with the French Navy on Monday, because it is quite a bit of a sad state I've left it in. Yeah, I'm still researching Primogwe. And it's only like, it's Primogwe and then 4 more ships, and that's it. And at least the rank 4s are not that expensive to get. And even the battleships are not really that, yeah, I really need to continue with the French Navy. And get it before their stuff gets more expensive. I'll do that on Monday, more French Navy grind. And I might try and push my way through 5047, so I can play Milbertin and Colbert on stream. And that will be Monday. Again, thank you everybody for watching. I'm sorry it's such a short one. Jesus. And I'll, see you Monday.